much worse and much greater in Iraq, Afghanistan, Congo, Grenada, Mindanao, Sudan, Somalia, all of the countries and Israel, where we are using, or we've given Israel to use depleted uranium weapons. And they grid bombed and carpet bombed Lebanon. I warned in press releases when the attack on Lebanon was happening that as soon as it started raining in Israel, within 2 months, there would be a large increase in diabetes. And the rains in Israel started in October. The first newspaper article announcing an epidemic of diabetes in northern Israel in the children. You see, the children are the target. That came out in December of 2006, just as I predicted, because the greatest number of new cases of autism and diabetes occur when the rains begin in no matter what country you're looking at, if there's radioactive pollution. So what has happened in Israel is that sperm quality has dropped 40% in Israel in the last 10 years. And this is the period when the Israelis have been using the depleted uranium weapons that the U.S. has given them on the Gaza people, the Palestinians. So you can't be a nuclear nation. You can't have nuclear weapons. You can't use them without nuking yourself. And at this rate, this is up on the border of Israel. Here is Gaza down there, and this is the Mediterranean. And this is one depleted uranium bomb exploding with 1, 2, 3, 4 more going into that fireball. And we also have the air currents. Oops, can you make it go back? Can somebody make it go backwards? We have the air currents for that day. Thank you. Which were plotted by Peter Eyre, a former naval intelligence officer, British, who also was a weatherman. And you can see on that day, when those bombs were exploding, that the air currents were going around this area at low level. At medium level, they were going up here into the Scandinavian region. And, this was the high level going up into the Arctic Circle. And the medium level just cycled around Scandinavia. So this radioactive poison is just carried in every direction. There's no way to control it. It just ends up anywhere all over the world. This is another problem with the sperm quality in Israeli men, is that the sperm is not motile. In other words, it can't move. The reason is that in this collar between the sperm cell and the flagella, or this propels like a tail the sperm up to the egg, there's only one mitochondria. Mitochondria provide the energy for the body and the cells, and when you take out that one mitochondria with uranium, that isn't going to go anywhere or do anything. So if the Israeli men have a 40% reduction in sperm quality in 10 years, and they're bombing Gaza, they're going to have a 20% sperm quality, an 80% drop within less than 5 years. And at 20% sperm count, you're considered sterile. So Israel is actually sterilizing itself. It's the Israeli Defense Forces, it's the military doing it. They're doing it deliberately, and they did it when they bombed the Israeli border with Lebanon. This is so insane, but I don't know any other country with sperm quality dropping as rapidly as in Israel. And of course, that means the Palestinians are very affected. So I would just like to read a statement by Bertrand Russell, the Vietnam the Vietnam Tribunal. He was a professor at Oxford and gave talks, and in 1952 his lectures were published in a book called The Impact of Science on Society. And what we're living under now is a totalitarian scientific oligarchy or ruling class. And they're using science against us to control us, to destroy normal reproduction. Pretty soon people will only be able to have babies by going to hospitals and having special treatments. What Bertrand Russell said in the 1930s at Oxford is a totalitarian government with a scientific bent might do things to us that would seem horrifying. The Nazis were more scientific than the present rulers of Russia and were more inclined to the atrocities that I have in mind. If they had survived, they probably would have taken soon to scientific breeding. Any nation which adopts this practice will, within a generation, secure great military advantages. The system, one may surmise, will be something like this, except possibly in the governing aristocracy. All but 5% of males and 30% of females will be sterilized. Well, isn't that what they're doing with depleted uranium? Only it's the global population. The 30% of females will be expected to spend the years from 18 to 40 in reproduction in order to secure adequate cannon fodder. Soldiers. As a rule, artificial insemination will be preferred to the natural method. The unsterilized, if they desire the pleasures of love, will usually have to seek them with sterilized partners. And so, you see, war is not just a matter of states and militaries. War now is a family affair. Thank you very much.